Hey everyone, Miss Lassiter here, and today I'm here to talk about one thing that really bugs me in education, and that is learning styles. Now, if you don't know already, learning styles are a myth, and I am here in this video today to tell you why and the research that backs it up. You're saying like, hey, whoa, wait a minute, why is she so mad here? Learning styles are actually something that are super popular in education, and if you're a student or you're a teacher, you're somebody who's used learning styles or thought they've helped you in the past, this can be a very personal issue. And there was a time, yes, that I once believed in learning styles as well, but they are a neuromyth, they are an educational myth backed up by poor research that has not been able to be replicated. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what learning styles are, why they are incorrect, and why we should stop believing in them. And one of the best ways to dispel a myth is to talk about it. So I'm here to talk about it today, and I hope you share this with your friends, your teachers, your colleagues, anybody who might talk about learning styles in the future, just so we can spread the word that learning styles are not true. All right, so what are learning styles? Learning styles became popularized in education a while ago, and they're something that have been taught to teachers for quite some time, taught in schools, taught to students. In fact, some teachers believe that teaching students about learning styles will actually help them learn better, and that is false. There are lots of different learning style models, from being told that you can be a visual or auditory or kinesthetic learner to other types of frameworks and modeling. There's no one main type of learning style framework, but there's lots of quizzes out there on the internet you can take. Say, what learning style are you? You can take them, whatever. They might give you an answer, but it won't be helpful to your learning. So this whole idea of learning styles is that students have a preferred way of learning, that their brain will work better with a particular learning style, and that they actually are going to show academic achievement in one type of learning style over another. So for example, someone who is an auditory learner will actually perform better and learn more if they hear things rather than reading it or experiencing it for themselves. This has led to an explosion in things like teachers giving students quizzes to take at the start of a school year saying, which learning style are you? Then encouraging students to explore things in their learning style. Now, I'm not saying that differentiation is a bad thing or that personalized learning is a bad thing. In fact, there are lots of different learning strategies that can be successful for lots of different students. There are different learners out there, and learners have different abilities, and a variety in learning and teaching strategies and following educational best practices is always a good thing, but learning styles is not one of those. Over the years, there have been many studies done to try to see if there's any support to this claim that learning styles will actually improve student outcomes, and using different learning styles for different students will be beneficial to their learning. And as it turns out, there is no scientific evidence to show that learning styles are actually a thing that helps improve student learning. Now, the idea can be very attractive. People love taking personalized quizzes and identifying with a category or a group, and then finding something that they can sort of identify with and latching onto it is part of the reason that learning styles have been so popular and are so hard to dispel as a myth. If people find out through an online quiz that they're one type of learning style, sometimes they latch onto that idea, and through anecdotal evidence, they may convince themselves that they definitely learn better in that way as opposed to others. When in fact, our brains are much more powerful than just a tool that'll latch onto one preferred learning style over another. In fact, our brains have something called neuroplasticity, where we engage in different synaptic changes, and it's a healthy part of processing information and brain development. I'm going to link a lot of research and articles in the description to this video if you'd like to explore some of the background information behind dispelling learning styles myths. So why is it important to talk about how learning styles are not really a thing and how they are a neuromyth? Well, for one thing, they are a waste of teachers' and students' time. Pre-service teachers, so students who are studying to become teachers in schools of education, are still taught about this, and teachers will give these quizzes to students or will take time out of their school day to identify learning styles, and there's already so much going on in classrooms that's putting demands on students and teachers' time that this one is just not helpful and can be a waste of time. And then students start to study in their perceived learning style so much that when they could be studying using different learning strategies or different techniques, and that actually is a detriment to their learning process. And then there are the academic supports or things that teachers will include to help students, which actually will not help at all, when there's lots of other good learning strategies that teachers can employ that will help students more than just giving a student a material in their learning style. In some ways, it's a lazy strategy, it's a magic pill, and we know that those don't work in education most of the time. Now again, I once thought learning styles were a thing as well, and to be honest, I thought I was an auditory learner based on some quiz results, and I know I love podcasts, so no. all of that, it's made up, and it's not going to improve outcomes in my learning process any better. I think I first heard the learning styles myth dispelled by Dr. Jeffrey Green, shout out to him, at UNC Chapel Hill, but over the years I've dug into a lot of research to see all of the other learning scientists and psychologists and educators who have done research in this field to show that learning styles are in fact a myth. Unfortunately, it's still a huge popular topic, and if you look on YouTube today, even in the past year, there have been lots of videos published by different educators and teacher educators to talk about learning styles and finding the best learning styles, and here are some ways to teach according to different learning styles. And so I implore you, if you are somebody, a student or a teacher or a professor watching this video, share it with somebody else and tell them how learning styles are actually not a good thing to be teaching in schools. Thanks so much for watching. If you're interested in learning more about science, education, or technology, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you later.